Hey guys, gonna be checking out Kuroko today. Uh, Somebody who follows around all the videos and always posts first, so guess we should probably give him throw him a bone and go through his team real quick. He watches almost all my videos, so I probably won't really even have much to say here. Because I'm sure he follows my advice quite closely. The only thing I'd like for him to do is to raise Serenity to something that could actually do stuff. He's probably just maybe saving up the skills before he invests in raising her, because she's amazing, of course. Um, Also, she's not that amazing without her costume either, so another thing that you should keep in mind. Um, he's kind of running basically a perfect team. Chenny, Carrot, Deb, Moo, Jack, and Kai. Sorry, not Chenny. Chenny's only 4-star right now. On the way up, though. All right, so let's just talk about this team real quick. Just first things first, he should probably have Jack and Deb closer to the back. I think that he would be best off making Moo and Carrot 1 and 2 slot in his PVE formation. Kai's good at the third slot, but Deb and Jack can go on. It's just nice for Deb to be able to come in after maybe Carrot soften up a bunch of guys and then slam down her third skill and maybe pick off a kill or so she can get her movement buff going from her passive. It's really going to help, seeing as how she is the only 3 movement hero. Moo's 4, Carrot's 4, Kai's 5, Jack's 5. Jack is nice in the last slot because if there is like a little straggler or something like that, he's really only good for pickoffs up until the boss, where he really starts to shine. It's also nice to have Carrot and Moo closer to the front because Carrot's going to want to get her defense debuff down before anybody else starts doing anything. Also, Moo's stun also has a defense debuff on it as well. So throwing down Moo first and then Carrot, or Carrot and then Moo, it's not really super influential which order you go in. Probably for me, I'd rather have Moo go first because she is also the healer at the same time. But that's up to whoever does it. He's got very good area control with this team. There's no character that does not have a skill that doesn't control a wide area, except for Jack for obvious reasons. Jack's in the party for the OP reason. Everybody else is really good at doing big area damage and controlling space. Now, controlling space is very important in this game. Also, debuffs are very important in this game on the PvE side of things. So with this, he's got a team that basically covers anything. Now, the only thing that I would like to see is, because he is so area heavy, maybe he could drop Deb for Chenny. Because Chenny is also going to bring a movement debuff that's going to help for some things, to be honest. But Chenny just really outperforms Deb in basically everything. The one thing though that Deb is really useful for is Scissor Cuckoo dungeons because she gets the weakening effect on them. But generally, this is a very, very solid team. Now, not the best heroes in the world in this team, all very basic heroes, with the exception of Moo, whose skills are probably pretty low. Let's just take a look here. You know what? Level 7 on stun. Just a quick heads up, if you're watching Kuroko, which I'm sure you are, you should try maxing this third skill first. Just because the stun is universally good at level 1 forever, and it doesn't scale very well damage-wise, and you'd probably, especially in the earlier stages of the game, want to have the mana cost for that skill as low as possible, so you can stun lock bosses for long periods of time. Where on the third skill, this is kind of her meat and potatoes skill for the mid game on any particular stage, because you're going to be using this, giving your crit rate up to infinity, and doing crap tons of damage to area in an area. But like I said, very balanced team. What I like about this team is every hero doesn't actually have any particular weakness. Kai is super strong, decent, like basically in everything. His crit rate, hit rate, defense, attack, everything is built very, very well. This is actually a very strong Kai, which I'm surprised. Oh, Oh man, just one piece away, and this can start one-shotting everything in PvP. That's all you really need. He could probably get into the top 50. If you could probably get to the top 50 with just an amazing Kai. If you queued the square map every time. Let's look at these potentials real quick. MP, MP, crit rate, attack, MP. All right, I really like that. I'd probably drop the green MP for and the attack for more crit rate. Because Kai just smacking crits is just a completely insane monster. Looking at the gear, the swords and the bows and the mace, that's pretty decent. Like one mace usually generally has really good potentials if you have it on. Yeah, damage, attack, and crit rate, so you can't criticize the guy for doing something like that. But generally you'd want to have 2 to 3 bows and a couple swords for the hit rate. Well, to be honest, in a perfect world you want a beast rain or a dacimeter set so you can just have the insane amount of hit rate that it gives for the first couple turns when somebody may have a ghost step set, a dodge bonusing them. But that's not going to happen all that often. But generally a very solid hero, nice maxed out skills. That's great. Looking at Deb here, good stats. Kuroko's got actually a very strong team all the way across. Ooh, nice stacked crit. And 2, alright, what's nice about this, this is the defense HP piece, which is kind of negligible here. What I like about this is he's got 2 necklaces. They probably both have, yeah, attack by HP percent potential too. Generally, rings are the best. Pendants that give attack and mastery are good until your mastery is maxed. Now, some characters I'd rather have more crit than 90 to 100% mastery. So like I might have 90% mastery on some of my guys just because I'd rather have another 10% crit instead. I make that trade-off all the time. But again, a very solid hero here. Almost max mastery. No dodge on this, but Deb's got very high base defense. Like I think it's over 2,000. So high defense on this, good attack, really good crit rate, which is really important for Deb, seeing as how her passive is dependent on her killing things. This second skill is amazing. You could probably just leave the passive alone and go right for the second skill right now. Let's do the potentials. MP, attack, crit rate, and attack. Alright, something I want to just say about attack potentials. They actually scale very poorly. It's just like if you had a flat attack bonus on your weapon, you would definitely re-roll that if you had the option to try and get a percent attack bonus on that weapon. It's the same kind of mentality where 220 attack, 205 attack, they're not game changers at all. Now 370 hit rate, that's 3.7% crit. That's a huge amount. You get 3 or 4 of those, that's another 10% crit. So stacking crit rate, if you can't get perfect immunities, now stun immunity and charm immunity, I'm sure everybody wants to have a team where they have stun, charm, and confusion immunity across the board. That'd be fantastic and all that. Very decent trade for 10% crit rate. But not everybody can have that all across the board. Actually, I don't think anybody has that all across the board. It is extremely, extremely rare. So what I like to do is stack crit rate as best as I can, and if I happen to ever get an immunity one day, then I'll keep it. Currently, my main team, the only stun immunity I've ever gotten was actually on Momo, and I dropped Momo, so that stinks. Let's check out the carrot. The mighty carrot. Oh, look at that crit rate. Nice. Probably we can get some more dodge if we have some defense. Let's just check out the gear here. All right, yeah, probably drop the chest piece for another set of boots, just because you're gonna want to be stacking more dodge. In the potentials, you're probably gonna want. Ooh, wow! Crit rate, crit rate, crit rate, crit rate, hit rate. Now that is the dream right there. If only that hit rate was dodge. My carrot, I think I went double dodge and a couple crit rates. I forget. I haven't touched her potentials in a very long time because for what I need carrot for, she's already good enough, so I don't really invest my mana stones into her anymore. But I think ideally she would have 3 dodges and a couple crits. But don't ever change those. Those are fantastic. There's plenty of other characters to invest your stuff in. Crit rate, defense, attack, crit rate, attack. Again, like I was saying, drop the attacks. The defense is actually kind of useful up until about 40%, but if you could generally get that much without it, then defense potentials actually better off too, and they're not really impactful at all. Oh, we're missing a piece of gear, and all pendants and 1 HP defense here. That's That's semi-less optimal, but it's cool because Moo's a badass. Let's see, 30% crit rate with her, what skill is she? Oh, that's right, this is level 4, so another 36. Alright, so your Moo's got, what, a 60% crit rate? 66? 67% crit rate. That's pretty strong the way it is. Max out that third skill as fast as you can. You'll be one-shotting things in no time. Alright. But what I really like about Kuroko's team is that he's actually put a lot of time in thinking about how a map develops and what's going to be good at what points in time. He basically has something for all stages or any situations. The only thing that he doesn't have is the Serenity to cure his debuffs. So right now, right off the top of my head, if you've got the damage to do it, then you can always just stack damage and go yellow and hit everything in the face and hope it dies. That works quite well actually on quite a lot of maps. But if you're going to be going for something that's really universally good all the time, you're probably going to want to drop Deb, and instead of Chenny, put in Serendi if you wanted to keep a team like this. For PvE, especially because you have Carrot, if you wanted to drop Kai and keep him for PvP, that's also another very reasonable move. Maybe put Chenny in for Kai. Sorry, Chenny in for Deb and Serendi in for Kai. What that's going to do for you is kind of give you a little bit better area damage. Like Mu and Kai have the same area attack, so what's going to happen there is Kai's going to go to the place that Mu probably wanted to go to use her skill, if they're both doing the same thing in the beginning of the map. Whereas with Chenny and Mu, or Chenny and Kai, one can go in, and then the other one can hit the whole area from behind, which is nice. They're both great though. Like if you want to have really, really, really easy boss fights, then stunning with Mu and draining with Jack. Like you could, if it's a really long boss fight too, or something where you feel that the bosses are very strong, you could rotate them. You could have Jack do his thing, and then after that, Mu can come in and do her thing. And you could keep them separate just to propel yourself for a longer amount of time on the boss. But there's literally limitless options with characters that are very versatile like this. I would even consider dropping Jack for Serendi here. Just because, and Mu for Chenny, just because you have, and Deb for Chenny. Drop Jack and Deb for Chenny and Serendi. I would consider that just because if you were planning to keep Mu full time in your PvE party, then it's just easier for her to stun lock a boss than it is for Jack to drain it. Your Jack's already strong enough, so if you had him for a potential, very strong Jack, wow, 21,000 attack. But if you had Jack as an alternate, then you'd be fine. Like say there's a situation where, oh no, this boss is going to be stun immune or something like that. Obviously you'd drop Mu for Jack, unless you needed her for heals or something like that. If it was a boss that had the one range immunity, like Tower 50 from last month, then clearly you would rather have Mu. So it's nice to have your idea of what roles are going or for which character. And it's also really nice for your team right now that both Mu and Carrot lower defense. Now, because they both lower defense, that's why Kai is probably the more ideal drop. But it would really be up to you. A team that doesn't have any tank at all is generally not that particularly amazing. But because Grace is actually just such a strong skill, for the most part, you can just walk through so many levels. Like based off the power of your party right now, I'm sure you could walk through tons of levels right now, just with a good, well-timed Grace. Let's see what else. Is there anything else? Anything that should be raised? Other than Bear God Pig. Oh my God, you have Lancer Alex. I hate you so much. I want this guy so bad. I changed my mind. You raised this guy right frickin' now, and then you drop Jack completely out of your party. That's the build. You're gonna put Lancer Alex in as your tank, and you're just gonna drop Jack 100%, because now you're gonna have this insane area damage tanky whatever stunner. So he's going to work like a tank because he does pull aggro. He's going to pull it better than Jack unless Jack has the sets, which you do not have. So uh, so, so as a real tank, Lancer Alex is actually better. His stats are amazing. His skills are amazing. If you are wondering what to invest your perfect genes in, I would definitely say this is the guy for you. Plus, he doesn't suffer from anything. He's got 4 movement, and he's got huge range with his skills. It's he's pretty amazing. The aggro is low priority, to be honest. You got a few months to max this guy. Maybe make it a 2-month goal away to just beat the crap out of Alex and just make him into the man. And then get his dragon costume because it's pretty badass. I'm so freaking angry I didn't get Alex. I honestly I raised Tao, got her to 5 stars. She got almost 30,000 attacks. She's good stats, everything like that. She seems really good on paper, and I'm so unhappy with how bad she actually is. I was doing some mock runs against Tower 55 the other day, and Tao just was not performing well at all. So very disappointed about that. Anyway, that's going to be that for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching. Very good character choices. Like you literally have something that really does everything. Your characters work very well together because they all have good area damage. They're all also very strong individually in different respects, and you have basically got everything. Like I said, the only thing that you really need is something to deal with debuffs, like Serenity. Also, Charm is just so strong in PvE. So max out that Serenity. Once your skills are topped up, bring her in. And damn, man, Lancer Alex is the man. You got to bring him in.